Ficus canadensis. That is what you see me harvesting here. This video was shot very chaotically simply because life. I hope you enjoy, and there's so many videos out there already about its medicinal benefits and how to grow it. So today we're just going to do a few oddball projects with our elderberries. If you follow along, you'll learn how we came to have these elderberries, as our trees are still very small. Oh, and if you're new here, I'm Sheena. These are my hands, and eventually you will see my face. I manage our family's certified, naturally grown farm. It's a homestead, and it's very small, but it takes care of the needs of our family and some of our community. I invite you to subscribe to our channel, and please be sure to like this video if you enjoy it. So we are completely full here. This is one of my bowls that I use for proofing bread, but it is slam full. And I'm gonna go now and get these washed and sorted so that we can get them prepped for the different projects that I have in mind. In the meantime, I do have all of these cuttings that our friend did from their elderberry bush when they trimmed it back this year, and I've already started, but I'm basically just pulling off all of the leaves and putting the sticks aside, and then I'll go back and look through those sticks or stems and find the ones that look to be the best options for propagating. We have our branch here, and this one's pretty long. I'm just gonna go. The way that these grow is they grow leaves directly beside each other all the way up the branch, two, and so I'm just gonna pull those off, and later when we get ready to clip these into smaller pieces for propagating, we're gonna use these nodes here, these leaf nodes where the leaves are growing out, and that's what we're going to use to determine where we're going to cut for our propagation. See, just pulling it off. Just popping it off. Just going in the opposite direction of what it's growing upward, so I'm going downward. What pops off pretty easily. Elderberries usually grow their fruit out of the top of the stem. So all of this that we just saw, from what I have seen, all of this here is just support. The actual fruit will come from the top. Actually, I have one I want to show you. Okay, so here is our stem, just like the one I just got finished doing. And you can see out of the top of it here, we have the elderberries growing. These are all of the stems that we have so far. So just imagine if, you know, we just got each one of these cuttings that I have in my hand are probably going to make another 4 acceptable pieces for propagation. So maybe not that one, that one's kind of small. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a potential 24 elderberry plants here. And the one that's native to our area is the American elderberry. It's the one that, well, one of the ones that has a blackberry, as you can see in that I just showed you earlier. So let me keep working on this. I just don't believe that these are dry. Yeah. Not at all. No, that's definitely not dry. I was thinking, like, that doesn't make sense. So that's one tray. I'm not just check them all, but I feel like they're all gonna say the same. Say the same, but feel the same. Yeah. So not dry. This is the tray of the ones that we cook. They do feel dry. Sound dry, feel dry. Yeah. Yeah, no. By no means. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in and close the valve, and I'm probably going to put on another 12 hours at least of dry time. We'll come back and look at them again. Okay, so I'm not sure how I'm going to piece together all of the different clips that I've done between my camera and my cell phone with the whole elderberry saga episode. But let me just do this little update. A friend of ours had a bunch of elderberries on her 2 trees, and she usually doesn't really do a whole lot with them, but she thought about us having the freeze dryer now and all of the different ways that we have been incorporating food preservation into our homesteading journey, and she was thinking that we could benefit, and she is definitely correct. So we got the berries that she had harvested. She had taken them and she had clipped them from the tree, and put them in the bottom of the box. But then also there was a bunch of stems as well. And she had said, well, if you want to use these cuttings or give them to somebody else, you know, that is, you know, up to you. And of course, we're going to do our best to propagate these cuttings. The berries are delicious. Thus far, I have some in the freeze dryer, which it has 43 minutes left. I'm probably done with this segment of the video before that's done. But that is an additional 24 hours of dry time that's been added. So it may already be ready. But we'll just check that and see where it's at when we get done with this. Some of the elderberries, I went ahead and made some syrup. So it ended up making 5 pints total. No, that's not true. 5 pints, and this is what's this? The 5 pint jars, I did take them and felt something wet. I did take them and water bath can them so that they would be shelf stable, because y'all know how we are in storage over here. Just not don't get me started. But since they're shelf stable, we can just throw them somewhere. They'll be okay. The next thing that we did is what was left over, we put in these flip swing top jars here, and these jars will just sit on the counter. This morning when I did my greens powder, I put like a couple of tablespoons into my greens powder. This syrup consists of lemon juice, fermented ginger root, honey, and the elderberry juice concentrate, because we have a bunch that we're freeze drying and we'll be able to do more batches into the season. So that elderberry syrup, the flavor of it is absolutely, it's very deep. Okay, I had a total of 4 cups of the juice concentrate after it cooked down, and to that I added 2 cups of honey. I added a 4th cup of lemon juice and a 1/2 cup of ginger, fermented ginger. And that fermented ginger I just literally scooped out of our ginger bug to add a little extra flavor to the mix. But also, I mean, ginger is great for everything, so why not? We water bath can for 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, somewhere in there. And then they've been sitting now since this morning over on the counter, just getting, you know, making sure they're all sealed up and everything. So the last step that we need to do now is getting our stems taken care of. And I've taken the stems and removed all of the leaves already. So this is what we have. This is what we got. Okay. Have some cups outside prepped and ready to go. I'm going to retrim the ends since it's been a couple of days that they've been sitting out on the counter. They still feel very vibrant. Yeah. So I'm going to take my handy dandy snipper here. Can't talk to save my life today. And we're just going to snip at an angle. Okay. Like so. And you have an angle. Each one of the sticks are going to have these nodes where the leaves grow out. There's one, and there's one. These are the areas where our potential growth could happen. So I am going to, this particular stem, I'll probably just get two pieces out of. So there's our node. I want this node to be submerged in the soil. Okay, so this will be the top of the stick here, and this will be submerged in the soil, but I'm going to go just a little bit below that as well. So I'm going to go about, that's about 1 inch. I'm going to go about 1.5 inches down from that, and there we go. Oh shucks, I forgot to cut it at an angle. Okay, I cut it straight, so let's try that again. There we go. So we're going in to our little pots just like so. Wanting to make sure that this is submerged. And so I'm probably gonna, our pots are about yay deep. So that should give us good spot. Let's do it again. Leaf node is there. We're gonna come about right here and at an angle. It went over there. I feel like I want to just put some of these just directly in the ground, because I have seen where a lot of people are like, just put it in the ground, it'll grow. So I'm gonna put that one in the ground. This one here, see that leaf node here as well, and a leaf node here. So for this one, I'm gonna cut here and put this one in the ground. I'm gonna cut right at that middle leaf node. Put it out a little bit further. And my angled cut. I'm gonna cut at an angle on this side too. Even though this will be up top, I've heard that cutting at an angle for the top as well prevents water from settling on the top. If you're sticking this outside, or you're watering from the top, and it keeps the water from settling and causing rot from the top. So we have 2 so far, and I got a lot more to go, so let's get to it. Okay, so we're doing, I got 23 for going into the pots. I didn't count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 I'm just going to try to root in a jar, some water, see how that does. And then these 3 are going in directly into the ground. Although I think I may just put them like in the corner of a raised bed or something first, and then see if they start to grow. And if they do, we'll move them at that point. But one step that I wanted to show you guys that I am planning on doing for the ones that we're putting into the pots, and I think I've mentioned this to you before, where you just kind of take your tool and your branch and kind of perforate the bark ever so slightly, and it'll create this line. See that line there? And what we should hope to do is be able to peel this bark back. Now I think I might have went too deep on this one. That yeah, I broke that. Shoot. Okay, take 2. Carefully. Perforate the bark. See there? Alright, and then we're just going to try our best to peel the bark back. Exposing that cambium layer And this will hopefully assist in creating roots. Now, you may wonder, why does this work? Why does this help? Because it seems like you're hurting a plant. No? I wanted to bring you in closer and perhaps get a better angle for us to do that again. So we're taking our cutting, I have my blade, this end here is the sharper end, right? So I'm taking that and I am taking my cutting and perforating just the bark. Well, to the best of my ability, just the bark. All right, once I have a good perforation, then I'm going to go back and peel that bark off and expose the cambium layer on the part of the cutting that will be submerged in the soil. Okay, what happens to a human when we get cut? Well, all of our white, not all of our white blood cells, but our white blood cells rush to the scene and they start the healing process. That can be a blister, that can be a scab, but the process is started. The healing process is started. Tissue that forms there is actually skin tissue, right? It's just a different type. And it's the same thing with plants, believe it or not. We are creating a wound on this plant. Okay, we've created this wound on this cutting, and this layer of the stem is called the cambium layer. Now that we've created this wound, the plant is going to send all of its healing cells to this area. And just like with humans, the cells that will come to this area to heal it are the same cells that make roots, right? And then we increase our chances of getting roots exactly where we want them. I said we increase our chances. It's not guaranteed. Plant biology is just as interesting as human biology. And for someone that hasn't studied it, just picked up a little piece here and there, it is quite amazing. Quite amazing. I'm going to continue working on getting these cambium layers revealed on all 23 of the cuttings that we're going to put into the soil, and I will be back. Y'all, I've never done this on cuttings this old before, and so usually when I've done this, it's been on brand new cuttings, and I'm realizing this takes a lot more effort on cuttings that are not fresh. So just passing that information along to you. And because of that, some of them I've literally just kind of scraped off with my knife. Like, I went down a knife and just did that number. That tastes good. No, it doesn't. Oh. And also, I'm not going to do all of them. I don't have that kind of time today. Even though it does go a lot faster when you're using the knife, I feel like I'm losing too much of the plant as well. So I'm only going to do, like, I don't know, maybe half of them. And the rest of them will not be done. There.
Will this work? You might be wondering if you could do this if you're doing it in water. And I don't know. I feel like too much exposure and putting it directly into water and letting it sit there could lead to rot quicker. But I don't really know for sure. So if you do, please pass that information along down in the comments. If you want to know how long this has taken versus how long I thought it would take. When I first started this clip, I told you that the freeze dryer had about 45 minutes to go before those berries were done with the extra 24-hour dry time. It's down to 8 minutes. And that's why I was like, I gotta go. I got stuff I gotta do. Naps I gotta take. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 15 of about 23. So that's pretty close to half, a little more than. And we're just gonna go step out on the porch real quick, and I'm literally just gonna pop these into the cups that have already been prepared for this purpose. Don't let it fool you. It is steaming out here. Alright, to the business at hand. But I'm simply taking the cutting and just sticking it in the soil. That's it. As far as a potting mix, this is the, what is it called? Gracious, I can see the yellow bag from here. Pro Mix. There we go. Pro Mix. This is the Pro Mix. And I pre-moistened it. You can see it's kind of damp. Not super wet, but enough. And that's all we're gonna do. Oops. I'm gonna leave this outside. I'm not gonna bring it in, so that hardening off is not gonna be an issue for us later. Would have been nice if I had enough of all one color to do. Yeah, I don't. Okay. Scratch that thought. Just gonna keep it watered, and once I start seeing signs of life, I may feed, but not until then. Oh, I'll slide that over some. That one may need a little bit more soil. Okay. And while he works on filling the rest of these up, I will go ahead and get my hands washed and get the elderberries out of the freeze dryer and see what's up. So he needs to do 1, 2, 3, that's 12, 13 cups is what we need. I didn't realize that my mic had died, so I really hope that all of that volume from earlier is not jacked up. So let's start with the top tray. I can't remember which order I put them in. All right. That is dry. I thought it was sticky. I don't know. It's crumbling into powder. I don't feel any cool spots. It feels dry. Yeah, that's dry. But at the same time, like, my nerves are so bad on this. Like, I feel like what's on my fingers right now is sticky. Stickier than it should be for something that is dry. I don't know. Okay. This is one of the trays that was not cooked or anything. This tray was just washed and sorted and put on. I have one tray that's in there that I did use for making that juice concentrate that we made the syrup from, and I was going to take that and blend it into a powder for use in smoothies and whatnot. So let's check. Let me wash this off my hands and I'm continue. Decided that I'm gonna let this go again. This was such a blessing to have someone give me or give us this, and I don't want to ruin it. So we're gonna do more dry time. But I wanted to see. This is the ones that are. Yeah, see, I think it's the sugars, because this tray does not feel as sticky. So I don't think it's so much of it not being dry as it is the sugars that are in the fruit. But like I said, I'm very, very, very new to freeze drying, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. And yeah, so I'm gonna put it back in. I'm gonna do another 12 hours of dry time, maybe more, because 12 hours from now will be 5 o'clock Friday morning, and I'm not planning on being up that early. Well, I might be up that early, but just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna do 14 hours. It's a good chance I'll already be up and moving by 7. So that puts us at 44 hours and some change that this has been going now. And it's already the longest thing we've run in the freeze dryer. But it's also a very high value product that I want to make sure is done 100% dry, no degradation. I'm going to be storing these in mason jars too. As far as what I can see in my own experience, mason jars are the best way to avoid complications. So that's what we're going to be storing these in. I will see you in the morning, 7 o'clock ish. Back outside again. Woof, woof, woof. Woof, woof, woof. What are you doing down there? Well, thank you for not knocking over my tray, as you usually do. I appreciate it so much. What I decided to do here was let this green row just be the marker of where the ones stop that are not done with that little grafting technique of removing that cambium layer. So none of these are done that way. So this will be the marker for that. That needs to be moistened a little bit more. And I have to do this quickly because I have on short sleeves and mosquitoes will absolutely decimate me. Oh, I don't have enough. I gotta go back and get some more. I can't count. I have more cuttings. I think where I messed up is I wasn't exactly sure. Hey, get off me. I wasn't exactly sure how. I forgot how many this holds. Just 36. So, there. Alright, so we have our 36 cuttings. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 that are done with removing the cambium layer, and 12 that are not. And we're just going to see if one... Oh, shoot. That spot is empty. Bruh. So, tomorrow morning... I'm sorry, y'all got to see this. Y'all got to see this. Paul, he wants to get to Gumbo. But not really, because he doesn't really want to come out of the house. And she doesn't want to go in. Interesting relationship. So tomorrow, when I get up to get the elderberries and check them for what I hope is the final time, he popped back up. Then I'm going to take the last of the cuttings and put them in this bed right there. Yeah, in like one of the corners. And we'll see how those do going straight into the soil. So, see you at 7 in the morning. Yeah, she's usually done slapped in by now. Okay, I gotta get in. Excuse me. So, yeah, I just came back in and realized that all of the sticks that I just put into those pots were supposed to be the ones that were supposed to go in water. I grabbed the wrong stack. This is the stack that I was originally grabbing to head outside. And then I realized that my mic was not dead. It just wasn't paired. And then I stood here for 10 minutes trying to get the mic to pair and walked off and left the one. Y'all, I can't. I can't. It's not 7 o'clock. It's not even 8 o'clock. It's almost 10. I had a very rough night last night. I'm gonna tell you why. Well, part of it. I went to the gym yesterday, and I've learned one thing about my body. I knew that going, even if I eased my way back in, I knew it was going to be rough on me. And it was. I did a mile or so on the recumbent bike type thing. And it has the paddles that you push. And I really need to work on strengthening these hip muscles. I was doing really good on that right after my surgeries, and then I got really lax, and I can see a difference, and that is not good. So trying to get my self-discipline back, get back on track with a regular
strengthening routine. Also need to work on this core so that I can have more support, give my back, my spine more support. So I guess you could say yesterday would have been a leg day. I only did like 15 minutes. I did 10 minutes no, it was more like 20. I did 10 minutes on the bike, and then I did some toning exercises for my arms. Where's my creamer? So I tossed and turned last night because my hips were angry at me for doing what I should have been doing all along. And so I did not rest well. But it is done. Again, I'm going to get some coffee and then sip a little on that, and we're going to pull those trays out and just see what we're looking like. Everybody thinks that I'm a morning person. It may have been true at one point. Strong emphasis on may. It's definitely not the case anymore. Alright. I need some coffee. The trays, I feel like oh yeah, okay, we're there now. Haha, I like it better now. So that was a total of 58 hours. 58 hours, guys. Ooh, sit that there. Go ahead and start this defrosting. Continue. All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go and grab some jars for this to go into, and I'm gonna go ahead and get my oxygen absorbers. Alright, so this spoon scoop thing, and I'm just gonna use it to scoop some up off of the silicone and put into the jar, like so. Briar breakfast is there on the table. Welcome. So the not so great thing about being behind today is it's summer.
Obviously, oh shoot, I forgot to put the oxygen absorber in. Put that on my Amazon list. Ugh. So because these absorbers are so large, I need to get this in first. Like to get it like in the middle so that the jar is all pretty, you know? Okay, let's try this again. If I had a elderberry tree that was producing, I should say if, I'm gonna say when our elderberry trees are producing, this is going to be something that I will enjoy doing for gifts, is making these little, freeze drying them or making the syrups and then giving them out as gifts to help families and friends, family and coffee hasn't loaded yet. There we go. To help friends and family get through cold and flu season. And then once cold and flu season is over here, it's allergy season. Once everything starts to bloom. And elderberry can be quite beneficial with helping through all of that. Okay. Well, the oxygen absorber didn't hide as well as I hoped, but it's still pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. When I tell you, my dream house has all the counters and all of the cabinets. It does. Alright, so we're just going to get the rest of this loaded. So it's kind of stuck. Oh, I go with the oxygen absorber again. It's kind of stuck to the silicone pretty well, or else I would just like pick up the silicone and shake it in, but it's the sugars that are in there naturally made it stick, which is why I used the silicone to begin with. So this jar is more than half full. So clearly gonna need another one. Uh-oh, I could lose my berries here. Okay, let's see where we're at. It's pretty full. Let's go ahead and get that sealed up. Alright, so remember one of our trays was the pulp left from when we made our elderberry syrup. Okay, I didn't cook it an extremely long time, so I feel like there is some type of nutritional benefits still in these berries. And since they are cooked, they can be powdered in our blender, and that powder can be used in teas or whatever the case, however. So I'm gonna, it's not enough, I don't feel, to put into the Vitamix. It's very little, and it tends to not do well when the amount is like small. So I'm just gonna use this little, what's it called, Nutri Ninja, like the NutriBullet but ninja style. And since the other utensils and everything had the uncooked berries, I threw all of that into the sink. I don't want to mix any of it up and potentially cause any stomach upset by getting the cooked berries mixed up with the uncooked ones. So even if it's just a few, I do, and I think I've told you guys before, have a very sensitive stomach. So I'm gonna see if I can just do this number. I also cleaned off the counter too. That way, if any of the berries ended up on the counter, I would know that these are the ones that are okay for eating. Okay. I'm guessing for most of us, it would take quite a few, like a lot of these berries to get some stomach upset. But I just don't trust that it would be the case for me. All right. Literally turning into powder in my hands. So let's get this powdered. I may put it in the dehydrator for a minute to condition, depending on how it comes out. Let's just see. Wow. It did really good. Can you see? Let's see. See, one or two berries that didn't get the chopping blocks. I'm gonna run it one more time. Let's get a jar for that. Good thing is this doesn't stain. It goes from purple to blue and then washes right off or whatever. That's been my experience so far. Oh man. Okay, so even my strainer, I meant my funnel, is I should have did this first. So we'll see if I can
Wow. That's super cool. I'm stoked. All right, I gotta get you in here so you can see this texture. Oh, that's pretty cool. It is just like a powder. Let's say not as fine as like my greens powder. But then again, we didn't use the Vitamix, but it is pretty fine. This has been quite the adventure. This is not the first video that I've done on elderberry, and I recently had a comment or question come up on that original elderberry video that I did, and I thought to myself, man, I forgot I did that. We went through that elderberry syrup quickly. Yeah, I had no idea that we would end up doing this again, but with fresh elderberries instead of were those dehydrated or freeze dried? See, that was before freeze drying was even a real thought or possibility for myself. And so I just know that they were organic. I can't remember anything else about them. I'd have to go back and look at the video myself. Here are the elderberry stems that I put in water. I just used some filtered water from the house, and I may trade out some of these larger ones like this one for some of the thinner ones that I put in the cups. Remember the little clip earlier, my big boo-boo, from getting confused about the mic. So I may switch a couple of these out. I know there was like one more empty cup, definitely, but they're all going. And with the scenario of having confused everything, I ended up with not enough of the thinner ones to put into the raised bed. So I'll probably just take one out of here if I even still decide to do that. I'm thinking about planting potatoes in that spot. So I don't know. But whatever I decide to do, I will update you guys over on our social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow and support us on any of those platforms. You can also subscribe to our channel if this is your first time being here. And if you're returning, we appreciate you so much. We've worked hard to grow our channel and grow our following over the years. But most importantly, we just really want everybody to be educated enough that they can grow big from home. And if our channel has helped you do that, please spread the word. I'm gonna get going because, as I mentioned earlier, it's hot. It's Friday and market is tomorrow. So guess what? I have harvesting and prep to do. So I will see you guys in the next video. Remember, grow big from home. Catch you later. After looking at everything that I've been able to aggregate from this one blessing, this box of berries and leaves and stems, just looking at it now just brings me so much joy. I feel blessed to have the supportive community to be able to be a recipient of such a gift, first of all. Second of all, to have the know-how and the skill to be able to process these items in a way that they will be a blessing to my family and my community for months to come is also so overwhelming. I'm so appreciative. Even the blessing of having the freeze dryer, getting the support through the grant to have that, just everything right here on this counter is just very, very, very touching to me. I cannot overstate how thankful and appreciative I am.